Hey, I'm Dan, and this is the Geo Show. Today we're going to talk about the rock cycle and intrusive igneous rocks. I'd like to thank our Patreon supporter, A Friendly Doggo, for their gold tier support. If you'd like to join them and support science education from my channel, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/feegs. The rock cycle. The three types of rocks are igneous, formed from magma, sedimentary, formed from fragments of other rocks or precipitations from a solution, and metamorphic, formed when existing rocks are altered by heat, pressure, and/or chemical action. The rock cycle summarizes the processes that contribute to the cycling of rock material among these three types. The rock cycle is driven by Earth's internal heat and by processes happening at the surface, which are driven by solar energy. Magma and magma formation. Magma is molten rock, and in most cases, it forms from partial melting of existing rock. The two main processes of magma formation are decompression, where the lack of pressure lowers the melting point, and flux melting, where the addition of water lowers the melting point. Magmas range in composition from ultramafic to felsic. Mafic rocks are rich in iron, magnesium, and calcium and have around 50% silica. Felsic rocks are rich in silica, around 75%, and have lower levels of iron, magnesium, and calcium, and higher levels of sodium and potassium than mafic rocks. Crystallization of magma. As a body of magma starts to cool, the first process to take place is the polymerization of the silica tetrahedra into chains. This increases the magma's viscosity, which makes it thicker, more resistance to flow, and because felsic magmas have more silica than mafic magmas, they tend to be more viscous. The Bowen reaction series allows us to predict the order of crystallization of magma as it cools. On this chart, you can see olivine is the first to crystallize, and quartz is the last to crystallize. Magma can be modified by fractional crystallization, separation of early forming crystals, and by incorporation of material from the surrounding rocks by partial melting. Classification of igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are classified based on their mineral composition and texture. Felsic igneous rocks have less than 20% ferromagnesian silicates, amphibole and/or biotite, plus varying amounts of quartz and both potassium and plagioclase feldspars. Mafic igneous rocks have more than 50% ferromagnesian silicates, primarily pyroxene, plus plagioclase feldspar. Most intrusive igneous rocks are phaneritic, where you can see the crystals with your naked eye. If there were two stages of cooling, slow, then fast, the texture may be porphyritic, large crystals within a matrix of smaller crystals. If water was present during cooling, the texture may be pegmatitic, very large crystals. If I said you had an intrusive igneous body, would you melt my country rock? Magma intrudes into country rock by pushing it aside or melting through it. Intrusive igneous bodies tend to be either irregular, like stocks or batholiths, tabular, like dikes and sills, or pipe-like. Batholiths have exposed areas of greater than 100 kilometers squared, while stocks are smaller. Sills are parallel to existing layering in the country rock, while dikes cut across layering. A pluton is a body that intruded into cold rock. It is likely to have a chilled margin. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And with that, I bid you adieu, and cheers.